Welcome back to Synthjack 1, and this is part 3 of the Looted Empire Shield, and we're continuing sort of where we left off, and sort of my characters are sort of a bit beaten up. We're just sort of moving over a few spoils. Once you get into a combat you can't access the general inventory, so you need to sort of move it into the top sort of 4 slots in the various colours. The green sort of being the most basic level, ordinary level of stuff. I was just checking which way to go there because it hadn't been long, but I'd already forgotten. The blue sort of like middling, well, pretty powerful stuff, and the orange amber is extremely powerful. So here we have a surprise attack. I'm still not quite sure what's going on there when we get these surprise attacks. There seems to be some area effect, and it means my main fighter there is pinned. It gets a Berserk 0 is showing up, and it basically means he gets no attacks at all for that turn. And this is my main fighter. It's a bit serious. So I think before I get onto the final part of this episode, part 4, I will probably check on the internet and have a quick look and see what that's all about. Whether that's just because of the surprise attack. I know when we get attacked in between turns, the magic user doesn't regenerate any power, so maybe it's a sort of similar thing with him, that he doesn't get any of his sort of berserk abilities. But there we go, it's happened again by the looks of it. Yeah, berserk, no attacks. So not quite sure what's going on there, apart from, as you've heard this in all these parts, it's very frustrating. I get fed up about it. But the magic user's got quite a nice sort of dagger. He's doing quite well for his fighting. They've got some sort of reasonable spells at this level, so the fighters are sort of starting to do some serious damage. But the main problem is, as I say, with this berserker getting 0 attacks, it's sort of holding him back quite a bit. But it's taking a bit of damage, so I'm going to have to spend sort of the next few turns sort of healing him up. So here we go, going straight through into the next room, and another attack. There's these snotlings again, which are sort of the most basic of enemies. Very easy to attack. They got to hit. They've got very few hit points. They do quite a bit of damage actually if they hit. Sort of often 3 or 4 hits, which is quite a lot really, considering how low level they are. Admittedly, they don't actually hit that often, but see how easy they are to hit here, because that's one. Because he's hit, he gets an automatic other attack, and so he's only used that one sort of attack there, and he's got 3 enemies out of the way. But because you can't move after that, he's stuck there, and he's got an attack available, but he can't use it. So the ranged attack's very useful, of course. You can get rid of some of the sort of lighter, sort of less dangerous enemies, get them from at a distance. So you can see the snotlings don't actually hit very often. Here we go again. Yeah, so sort of 3 out of 3 hits they've missed. And 4 out of 4, so that's pretty good. So I finally get a berserk attack. So I decide to use my magic user to clear the snotlings out of the way, and therefore my sort of main fighter can then go round, and he's got the ability, because he's got berserk attack, he's got quite a few attacks now. But because I'm a bit fed up with him, I actually let the other chap have a go, and again he sort of clears 3 in one go. So that just leaves 1 left. He's already half gone already, so there we go. Cleared them without too much of a problem. See, my magic user's needs a bit of healing. That fighter needs quite a lot. He needs a bit. One thing I have noticed is, it tends to be, if you're hanging around in a room, you're more likely to get sort of surprise attacks in between turns. So what I try and do, if possible, is to try and get out of the room as soon as possible. And in the corridors, you're less likely to get attacked. And that was something I sort of noticed before, that there's quite long corridors, and I think that's to give you a few turns for the magic user to sort of heal everyone up and to use your potions and whatever. So you can still get attacked in corridors, but it's probably better to hang around in there than in rooms, from experience. So at the end of each turn you get the chance to use all the magic users' power up, and that means a chance to sort of heal people. Yeah, quite a long corridor here. Not a lot going on, so we're going to do a bit more healing. Not getting a huge amount here. I think actually what I've just said though, when you start approaching a room in a corridor, I think there's still quite a good chance of an attack, as you can see here. Once again, see, happened again. Whether that's an in-between turn attack. My secondary fighter's actually doing quite well in this one. He's not as frustrating as he normally is. Yeah, so I imagine using 20 rules. I cleared those two so that I can then use my archer can, you know, a couple of sort of shots at that one. Oh yeah. And of course there's an archer out of the way. Not a lot I can do now, just end the turn. Suck up the damage. My berserker gets a berserk attack now, brilliant, there's no enemies about. So I move him up. I made a bit of a mistake here, I moved him as well. I should have hung back because we'll see what happens in a minute. So I used my ranged attack, get rid of him straight away, so there was no need for the fighter to move up really. So I'm now going to then spend the turn moving them both back. Whereas if I hadn't, I could have gone straight on because the sort of ranged chap, he can move an extra space, so he can sort of catch up reasonably quickly. But anyway, doesn't matter. As long as I remember that next time. And of course, just to sort of go against what I said earlier, here we are in the corridor and we've got 2 attacks in a row. Still, I've got my main fighter has actually been able to attack at the moment, so that's something at least. So that was quite good. Another one gone. Yeah, I think I was going to kill him. Can't move now, but I'm going to get rid of the spider because they web you, and that doesn't do any damage, but it means other people. I think it seems to be able to get hit easier if you're webbed, which would obviously make sense because you can defend yourself as well. So I'll try and get rid of those spiders if at all possible. Hasn't got a powerful enough weapon to do an awful lot of damage yet. The magic user seems to hit more often than the archer does. So I can heal but can't do anything particularly offensive. So I think it's heal and then suck up the damage. Just checking there was no one else about. Yeah, missed. I'm clicking the other way and he still missed me. There we go. That's pretty useful. So I think I'm going to put that into my inventory so that I get a chance to use it. So that gives me, that will recharge between 4 and 6 power. So that's a sort of very useful thing. I'm not going to sell that, I'm actually going to hang on to that. So here we go. Another series of attacks. Not too bad this one, there's nothing particularly nasty in here. Still going to hang back by the doorway so they can't sort of surround us. So I'm using that power sort of store now, so that's giving me +5 power, which is pretty useful. Great. The main fighter's missed. Oh dear. So not too powerful, but there's an awful lot of them. So again, I try and get rid of those archers because they can attack anyone and they seem to hit quite a lot. They don't do too much damage, but I prefer to get them out of the way as much as possible. I can't get the other archer because he's just around the corner. Said he can't get him with my archer. We've got quite a high armour class. They don't tend to hit me that often, and when they do, they don't do a lot of damage, so it's all pretty good. Oh, no more snotlings coming in. Here we go. One of those attacks again. I've got 0 attacks. So my main fighter's just got to stand there and take it. So that's those ones out of the way. good again. 3 in a row. Excellent. I'm going to use up my arrows now. Won't take him out in one go because they're a bit more powerful with a few more hit points. Not a lot to do now, just apart from suck it up, take the damage. Thankfully he missed. Anyway, coming to the end of this part 3, I'm going to upload part 4 as soon as I can. Thanks for watching.